Welcome to Olympian Water Testing, giving you the best in water analysis. Today we're looking at the EPA's website, where the Biden-Harris administration announces nearly $84 million to help New York communities address emerging contaminants in their drinking water. So what are they doing and what's going on here? Today, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency announced more than $83.7 million from President Biden's bipartisan infrastructure law to address emerging contaminants like per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, also known as PFAS or forever chemicals, in the drinking water in New York. This investment, which is allocated to states and territories, will be made available to communities as grants through the EPA's Emerging Contaminants in Small or Disadvantaged Communities, ECSDC, grant program, and will promote safe access to clean water in small, rural, and disadvantaged communities. While supporting local economies, the EPA Administrator Michael S. Regan announced the availability of $2 billion. Too many American communities, especially those that are small, rural, or underserved, are suffering from the exposure to PFAS and other harmful contaminants in their drinking water, said EPA Administrator Michael Regan. Thanks to President Biden's leadership, we are investing in America and providing unprecedented resources to strengthen our nation's water infrastructure, while safeguarding people's health and boosting local economies. These grants build on the EPA's PFAS strategic roadmap and will help protect our smallest and most vulnerable communities from these persistent and dangerous chemicals. This funding is in part once-in-a-lifetime investments we are making to transform infrastructure under the President's bipartisan infrastructure law, said U.S. EPA Regional Administrator Lisa F. Garcia. EPA is working with our state partners to deliver clean water to communities, protect public health, and advance environmental justice across New York and the nation. The bipartisan infrastructure law invests $5 billion over 5 years to help communities that are on the front lines of PFAS contamination, reduce PFAS in drinking water, and the EPA announced the funds for New York as part of an allotment of $2 billion to states and territories that can be used to prioritize infrastructure and source water treatments for pollutants like PFAS and other emerging contaminants, and to conduct water quality testing. Senator Charles Schumer said, "Thanks to bipartisan infrastructure law I fought to pass, communities across New York will finally have access to the funding they need to clean up toxic PFAS pollution and ensure safe and clean drinking water. These federal funds will jumpstart critical projects and help communities big and small on the front lines of PFAS contamination, all while creating good-paying jobs to stimulate the local economy. I'm proud to deliver over $83 million for New York to directly tackle the issue of emerging contaminants and PFAS, and I will keep pushing for speedy cleanups across New York, from Long Island to Newburgh and Niagara. This is a historic investment and will help clean up some of the most dangerous widespread contaminants in our drinking water," said Senator Kristen Gillibrand. "I'm proud to have fought to pass the bipartisan infrastructure law to provide this funding to small and disadvantaged communities across New York, and I look forward to continuing to work with the Biden administration to protect the environment and fight PFAS contamination." EPA is also releasing the Emerging Contaminants in Small or Disadvantaged Communities Grant Implementation Document. The implementation document provides states and communities with the information necessary to use funding to address local water quality and public health challenges. And these grants will enable communities to improve local water infrastructure and reduce emerging contaminants in drinking water by implementing solutions such as installing necessary treatment solutions. So, with all this, they have some good things, proposing designate 2 PFAS, several hazardous substances, releasing drinking water health advisories, laying the foundation to enhance data on PFAS, and expanding the scientific understanding of them, translating the science into the EPA's cross-agency efforts, and continuing engagement with the public. But will it be enough? It is good to see some action on this, but it's always a good idea to periodically test your water for PFAS and forever chemicals.